right, let's do it.
So, what part of my conspiracy do I need to prove to you? What pieces do I need to start proving to you?
Let's start in the beginning. How about that?
What's the beginning?
Um,
Like, why to go to Titan in the first place?
yes, yes. Or no, 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 no. Actually, I'm actually more interested in like the technology and how we
Okay.
actually get there, and uh, what we do when we're on there already,
Mm.
if we're there, right?
Yeah, I
That's what
do
I
like
want to
to
know.
kind of, okay, I do like to kind of think of it as a video game.
Okay.
Like, you spawn on the planet,
Yeah.
and then you start building the things that you need when you're on the planet and deal with the spaceship later.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Let's go with the planet first, then.
Okay.
That's fine.
So the first thing that you need on the planet is a spacesuit because it's not because you're in space and you're going to die from lack of oxygen. You would. But more importantly, your body will freeze to death. So you need a spacesuit that's able to keep your body temperature
Right.
out of the elements.
Right. You gotta heat it up, I guess. Okay.
Surprisingly, NASA has already solved this problem.
Is it
So
similar? Is it similar in gravity to ours, or?
no, it's more similar in gravity to the moon,
Uh,
but it's a little bit stronger.
okay.
But then you have a very dense atmosphere as well. So you don't need a pressurized suit. So the suits that the astronauts wear when they're doing a spacewalk and the sun disappears from view, so they're in space. So it's not just light hitting them, it's actually the radiation from the sun hitting them. That's space. Now you're in like minus 290-degree weather.
Damn.
And that spacesuit they've already figured out how to maintain proper body temperature with the spacesuits they have. So the spacesuit that you technologically developed for Titan
Mm.
is like half of the version or a lesser version, a lesser cost version of the one they already use for space. Because you don't need the pressurization of it,
Yeah.
and you don't need the cooling factor of it at all.
Hmm.
But you need the air respirator
Right.
that
So you
is able
still
to
have
expel carbon dioxide and not actually inhale carbon dioxide when you just want to
breathe.
access your oxygen tank.
Right.
So it can literally be a fabric that just doesn't leak. It can be like a shirt with a special material, or not a shirt, but a bodysuit that's just like loose fitting
Hmm. That's cool.
with a helmet and a respirator system. So there's a funny thing. Let me show you my screen because I can show you something.
Sure. Share it
Um,
up.
because this was kind of this. This was actually a giveaway that I've already they know something.
You
They
think they
already
know
know.
something?
They already know what we're trying to know. Okay, you can see my screen or no? Okay. So this is a report of NASA. This is from NASA's website on their spacesuits. So they call them EVAs, whatever. And they evaluate also what Russia has as well. And they're different suits, the one for reentry, the EVA suit, the history. Okay, like it's kind of a penis for an airlock, but it's whatever. Like they they know all the problems that you have creating a spacesuit that needs to be pressurized
Okay.
and needs to be out of space and has to have the heating and the cooling in it and all these things, right? And so they kind of explain that, and this is like a slide deck that somebody gave one of the astronauts, I'm assuming, probably gave at one of these NASA things explaining the different pressurization, blah blah blah, which you don't have this pressurization problem because Titan has an atmosphere. But then in the middle of the slide deck, okay, we go talking about rockets and look how we can send people into the space to the rockets. In the middle of the slide deck, you see this. So what's this about? This is a frozen tundra, and they're in outer space, and they have, you know, a vehicle and a plane ready. Obviously, it's an illustration. This isn't a photograph. But why is it here? Because there's only one other place that you can have a plane in the solar system, and that's Titan.
Hmm.
You can't put a plane anywhere else. So, what are they imagining here? And all these spacesuits, you see how they're like body,
Yeah.
they're conformed to the body
Yeah.
with just a helmet and a backpack for the oxygen. I mean, like they know, dude. Like they obviously know. Like this is not Mars. This isn't Mars. Mars, you can't fly a plane. This is an illustration of Titan
Damn.
in the spacesuit. I didn't put this in here. I didn't make it. This is from
This
the
isn't ChatGPT.
no. This is not ChatGPT. This is NASA's own slide deck. So they'll say it's Mars, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Um, planes can't fly on Mars. Like you can't have a winged aircraft take off like you would a normal aircraft. And look, it's got skis, like it's skiing out. Whatever, whenever they wrote made this, it doesn't look very recent. It looks like maybe 50s, 60s when they came up with this. But like, so this is the Russian spacesuit. It's the same as the American spacesuit. Does the same thing generally, and then this all this research comes and gives out the different readings of the different suits and what they're capable of. And USA looks like it wins here, I'm assuming. But
Hmm.
what was kind of the giveaway for me to keep hunting is that on the first thing that you think about being on Titan that you need to think about,
Mm-hmm.
like this illustration shows up.
Hmm.
So that for me was like, yeah, okay, they're like they know what's going on. But like this isn't a new idea. I'll say that. It's not a new idea.
Huh.
And on the first thing that you're like, hey, could our spacesuit actually withstand minus 291 degrees Fahrenheit
Yeah.
and, you know, be able to breathe oxygen? And it's like, yes. Not only yes, but they've reached accomplishments a little bit more than what is required there. So
So this is all theirs.
this is just from what NASA has. This is just NASA.
Wow.
Yeah, comparing open data. Like this is not classified things. This is just open data.
Huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Extravehicular activity. Wow. I think they like to do this stuff where they kind of like gatekeep words just to keep everybody confused. Because you could just freaking say spacesuit. Oh, here we go. Spacesuit. Okay. Extravehicular spacesuit. Okay. They have different launch entry spacesuit. Okay, in case you gotta eject out of the aircraft at 200,000 feet in the air.
Right, that looks way more safe.
Yeah. So, yeah. So, what's your next question then? So, we got spacesuits. Do we have the technology for spacesuits? The answer is overwhelmingly yes,
Okay.
with a little bit of a breadcrumb of like,
Okay, but how do we get more oxygen? Because you can take oxygen
excellent.
there, but like you can't stay there forever, right?
Unless you were able to produce your own oxygen. So, there's two things going on with Titan in terms of oxygen. Titan's uh atmosphere
Mm-hmm.
has its own Wikipedia page.
Wow.
And
Do
there's
we do
all
we
of
know
this.
do we know if
Yeah.
they've sent a probe? Do you know if they've sent a probe there at all? Is that
So
public
not a
information?
pro not a pro, but Cassini was um like a space like taking photographs,
Uh huh.
and they've taken photographs with telescopes, and they've been able to um pretty much figure out what is going on with the atmosphere. And there's a little bit of contention on whether the atmosphere is mostly methane or mostly nitrogen, because some claim that the Voyager was able to find nitrogen instead of oxygen,
Hmm.
or not oxygen, methane. But um, either case, there is this mission that Mars did, and this is Mox. They call this MOXIE. It's the size of a microwave, like an average size of a microwave.
Really?
And what it's able to do is intake carbon dioxide and output oxygen.
Oh, really?
Yes. And so they actually put it on Mars. They actually put, see how big it is?
Yeah.
Look how big it is.
Yeah. Nothing.
It just yeah, it's literally nothing. Like not even like you could pack 100 of them before you have to start considering their weight. Now, what is the output and all that stuff? Like, whatever, it varies. But in the atmosphere there is carbon dioxide.
Hmm.
The amount of carbon dioxide has yet to be determined that you could actually use this prototype.
Hmm.
But it seems like yes, you could. Because there's contention over the atmosphere anyway. And the fact that they're saying there is some carbon dioxide already means likely that's probably enough. And so they put this on the Mars rover and were able to create oxygen on Mars.
Nice.
So if you
So
could
the
do
only
that on
so
Mars,
wait, the only input is carbon dioxide?
yes. And so it splits it. Like you can split like hydrogen and oxygen and get, or split water into hydrogen and oxygen. Not similar, but the same kind of premise.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the
So do they use this in our normal flights then? Like
in our normal what?
like were they using this sort of thing in Artemis? In the Artemis launches? So
No, no, no. So anything that is floating around the Earth and coming back, you're going to you're just going to pack the oxygen that you need and go out and come back. Like you're not going to you're not gonna try to make oxygen from outer space. That make sense?
I guess.
Yeah, so that's one method, okay? And then so you have that as an option
Okay.
if you wanted to do that. And then what can you do? Yeah. So you know about electrolysis.
Assume I haven't. Assume I haven't.
So you take like an element like H2O or 2H2O and you split the hydrogen and oxygen out. So you're able to retrieve the regular hydrogen and the regular oxygen. Like if water was considered a zip file, inside of it is hydrogen and oxygen, and then unzipping that zip file is electrolysis. So
Gotcha.
you get hydrogen and oxygen.
Okay.
So the only thing you have to do on Titan
Yeah.
is melt the water or melt the ice.
Okay.
So there's this idea floating around called a what is this called? A cryobot. And it's like a nuclear powered device. It gets really hot and it just sinks and melts the ice around it.
Hmm.
And then you have water. So you can pump that water and then do electrolysis. And now not only do you have oxygen, you also have hydrogen. So you can separately use the hydrogen for other things,
Yeah.
like other types of energy. So there's two so you have two options to create infinite oxygen on the very least. If you bring one of these cryobots to you.
Huh.
And this was taken from one of like Space's Explore articles.
Wow. As a theory, right?
As an option, a very viable option because they can all the technology to make that. I'm not going to say it's easy, but it's easily obtainable for a space organization, and it's not
Nice.
that bad of an idea
Nice. So you
because
can
then you
use
have
water, oxygen.
yeah,
Huh.
so then you have something that just kind of like where are we? I didn't put it in there yet.
What is this
Yes,
document you're playing around
yes,
with?
I did.
What is all this?
These are all my notes.
Oh my gosh.
So this is an example of one of these bots, how they deploy it, the Cryobrot.
Ooh.
So it goes down and it just literally melts itself down through the ice. And then it can pump water back up to the surface. And
Huh.
then
So you
you're
don't.
just able to then
You,
split the water.
so you don't even, because there's like rivers and stuff under Titan. You don't even have to melt it to get the to. You only need to melt it to drill down, essentially,
Yeah,
to collect the
so
water from
the
underground or something.
yeah, so the ice crust is very thick. So as long as you're melting, like I don't know, well the some estimates the places of ice where there's an ocean underneath or bodies of water, lakes, rivers, whatever. Some of those places the ice is 35 miles thick.
Okay.
So you have plenty of ice just sitting around
Okay.
just to literally melt with like a radioactive powered rod,
Dang.
which is a type of energy that powered the Voyagers missions
Hmm.
before they made the space reactor.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like a just isotopes moving around, generating heat, decaying, doing all that fun um, activity. And then also you have water. So
That is sick.
so already like these aren't hard scientific feats. It just leaves the only feat of like getting there.
Yeah. Which we've already kind of explained how it will get there with the reactor thing and the propulsion.
Right. So I kind of had ChatGPT make this up.
Okay.
Like cuz I wanted to see like what it would kind of like be, what it would kind of like look like
Yeah.
in essence
How
of
much
just a
stuff?
probe that's only job is to feed the water supply for the tank and everything. And it got there's lots of detail about the cryobots already
Hmm.
and how they're able to work.
Dang.
And so yeah, I mean it's like completely feasible once you're there and you brought a package with you or a payload
Yeah.
that the industry says. It's not
How much do all of those things weigh? Like, would you have to make multiple trips or something?
so here's the concept I had to like get break my head out of because I wasn't really sure why I was thinking about making everything happen in one trip.
Yeah.
But you can have multiple launches at the same time
Yeah.
and nobody would notice. And they're going all to the same place. You can have a launch with no people in it and it's just supplies and just equipment, and then it'll be there when you land
Hmm.
because they're able to mathematically calculate
Where it's gonna
entry
land.
points.
Yeah.
So you can land right almost on top of your equipment if you wanted to.
How big is Titan? Like, it's a
Um,
moon, but is it like as big as our moon? Or
um, so
I'm wondering because it's like if it's just a short walk to get to
no,
wherever the payloads are. I'm sure it's
it's
not that
definitely not. It's definitely not a short walk.
big.
Let's see. Ability. Yeah. So I really started out by saying like NASA says you're a bitch because it's hiding all this information from you. Let's see. And I don't think I kept that information, but we can ask real quick. Oh, here's like a map. So Saturn, Titan. So here's Titan, and here's Earth. What is that? Like a quarter? It's like a quarter of the size of Earth.
Wow. Okay. So still not walking distance from any.
No, no, no.
Wait, are these to scale?
Yeah, these are moons of the solar system with Earth for scale. Yeah, and this is the Earth moon. So
Right. So it's actually a
it's
little bigger then. A
yeah,
little
it's
less.
bigger than the Earth. Yeah,
Wow. Huh. Damn. Okay. Okay. Okay.
yeah. Oh yeah, I think this is a illustration of the Earth moon with Titan. I
Huh.
think, and Titan and Saturn and the rings. How far away it is from Saturn is actually pretty far.
Huh.
So yeah, so what is this? Mercury and Venus, I guess. Yeah. So I would say we're good on the food, right? Now we know the food situation. We have
Well,
three situations. That's why I didn't even deep dive on the food, really. So I mean, yeah, I really skipped the food because this statement sold it for me.
they can, yeah, 60 pounds 1 year. They can last.
Yeah.
And with how you can get there, how you can travel, it can only take 1 year. It may, yeah, right?
I mean, let's say it takes 3 years. Okay, 120 pounds of food.
Yeah, that's a person.
Yeah. Okay. That's
Or
nothing.
that's a really small person, but yeah.
Yeah. So I got the weight of Cassini fully loaded was 12,600 pounds.
Huh.
So that's the kind of you know payload that we're talking about here. That has already been proven to be capable.
Hmm.
It's roughly because it's like a very odd shape. There's not a lot of room. It's roughly two of these um Connex trailers put together, but they wouldn't make the same shape because it's you end up with the payload like a really weird odd shape with all the equipment or whatever. But essentially it's the same. Like whatever you could put in these two like has already gotten to Titan.
Hmm.
Two of these things
Dang.
completely full. So yeah, like 172 square feet ish. And one of them is like, oh, okay, yeah, two of them. Oh, so like one and a half. Yeah, I read it upside down. But yeah, whatever. Like when you look at one of these, just think to yourself, like they took one of those to fucking Titan, bro. They already sent one of that, like publicly. Like whatever you can put in there, it already can get there
Dang.
with a chemical uh engine. Right. So
Huh.
what's next, homie? What do you want to be? What do you want to be wooed with next, bro?
Hmm. Let's think. Um. So we've covered
So
how you.
let me point out one thing though, because before we move on, there is one thing that I did skip over, and that is so I tried to put this main idea together with the help
Yes.
of ChatGPT.
Yes.
Like, what would it look like? So you have natural gas, methane, kind of the same type of system. However, the collector is different. So you would have all these pieces, right?
Mm-hmm.
All these sections. You would have an air intake, which literally just is sucking methane right out of the air, and then you're doing a vacuum pump where you're kind of condensing it. You do like a separator extractor situation, some cleanup filters, moisture dryer thing, whatever, a compressor, and then you have a straight methane line. And what do you do with that straight methane line?
Yeah.
You plug it right into one of these generators that's the size of a refrigerator. So, could an astronaut put this together
Yeah.
in space that's already like partially put together? Like, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's
And
like
you'll
the
have all
methane.
the information and training to do it.
Oh, yes. Yeah. You're training in the, however, like they're going to train you to do that, dude. Like the fucking Aerosmith movie was dumb. Um, and then this is like an idea of like before even using thinking of using the Cairo heater, whatever it's called, that plumber, just chop up the ice and send it into a condenser and then melt it with electricity, right? Because you're bringing electricity to the island, the moon, whatever, and then you can do the electrolyzer immediately. You get hydrogen back. You can then reuse that hydrogen and the oxygen to burn more fuel for you, partially, and then you have the output of you have a collecting tank for hydrogen and a collection tank for hydrogen for oxygen and hydrogen. Like it what dude, like this doesn't look like, of course I couldn't put this together myself, but it's not science fiction. You could do this. So anyways,
And
I was like, all right,
there's probably a condensed version of this, right?
yeah.
Maybe.
Oh yeah. This is like somebody who's never made one of these and doesn't know chemistry, like, is this possible? And it's like, yeah, this is actually what it would look like.
Damn.
And nothing's really like made up. I mean, it might not look like it, but it would have the same
Yeah.
steps.
Same components, same steps. Yeah.
And so I got a little bit bold one further and I said, "Hey, put this all in one package for me." Like, how could we do that, right? So you have a nuclear reactor that heats a coil on the inside, and the outside is isolated, and you have the probe come out of the bottom, collect water for you,
Hmm.
and then you're sucking methane in from the sides, and then lighting these things on here. You could stay theoretically for eternity, and this won't freeze. Because when the nuclear reactor runs out, you've kick started a whole other electrical process that supplements all of the components to stay alive. And I was just like, yeah. And then what are we keeping alive in here? Gear, stuff you don't want to, stuff you save weight for your actual thing. So the idea is that you send like a thing
Some
that
components.
has a pre-starter electrical situation and a pre like structure, and it just waits for you to land with it. I'm not a scientist, and I thought of this. So what do you think scientists thought of, dude?
Damn.
Like, oh, they thought of something almost exactly the fucking same thing. This is from a scientist from the 80s that was coming up with ideas of how to like pre-send things into Titan,
Hmm.
and he was using an air balloon or a hot, or what is this, a blimp?
A
Yeah.
balloon.
So yeah, great minds think alike, and it's like obviously like something. It's not exactly like this that you can do, but like you could totally do it. You can pre-send equipment. You can you can assemble there. I mean, there's no limit, bro.
Wow.
Right? Like if you actually wanted to do it, like, and I'm not a scientist, and these ideas are not like, this is not science fiction. The atmosphere is methane. Start there. You melt rock, that's water. Electrolysis. Now you have oxygen and hydrogen. Now you can actually burn the methane with the oxygen that you extracted. Like it's like, why are we even talking about Mars, dude? Like, why? You can't even do anything fun like this in Mars. So
Huh.
yeah.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, and I wanted to double check that you can actually get to the same place on entry, and that's a whole science. And of course, the answer is like yes.
Yeah. Of course.
Yeah, they already know how to do that.
Yeah. From our
Could you
planet.
find your equipment that? Yeah, could you find your equipment that you sent there 20 years ago?
Probably.
Yeah,
Yeah. I mean, it might be frozen, but
Might be frozen unless you had a self-heating mechanism in there,
yeah.
which also like you could use a nuclear power device and get you like 40 years of electricity. Because yeah, the Voyagers have like 40 years of electricity. And it's not even the nuclear reactor one. It's the radioisotope they call it. Radioisotope RGR or something. Anyways.
Wow.
Yeah, so
So
what's your
why
thoughts
why
on
why haven't they told us this then? Like, why keep it a secret if it's so feasible and it's so obviously feasible? Like, why haven't they told anyone? Wouldn't that
I'll
be
tell you
a
I'll
big
tell you there's three. Yeah, go
like
ahead.
why are we still like circling the moon or whatever? What's the fucking point?
Yeah. There is no point to circle the moon
Right.
and do all these tests with equipment that have already been tried and true since the moon landing. Um there is a statement. There's a discussion that comes up um all throughout the decades. Anytime the higher ups from NASA want to say why not is because the this is what they say. The public view cannot, I'm paraphrasing, cannot sustain paying attention to a decade long space exploration mission.
Right.
That's what they say. I say that's
Because it changes with each administration.
it has stayed the same statement um for a while, for a long time. And I don't believe them because they're a bunch of liars. Um, I don't believe anything that they say. Uh, um, there's an infamous report on. If I don't find it right now, I'm gonna be mad. So essentially, they lie for each other, and it was caught. It was caught several times. Counterforce from space. Um, I wish I had things. Oh, I know where it is. Oh
Is
yeah,
that
look at this.
Walt Disney? Who is that?
Yeah, that's the two Nazis of the United States, Walt Disney and von Braun, Werner von Braun, together.
Huh.
So look at this document. Okay, this is
Okay.
about as close as we can get to the inner workings. This is NASA and the CIA agreeing to be quiet about the reconnaissance program.
Really?
Yes, and this is a real document that was released from Freedom of Information Act. So there's a couple more documents where they have like um I think the CIA or the NRO got mad at NASA, and NASA made an apology to them for not keeping with the conspiracy theory or the cover story. Um, I think. Oh yeah. Here's one of it. Okay, so this document here is that there is a second approach is to declassify. Okay, so there is a satellite out in space at this time. It's classified, but it's collecting weather data, which they give to the National Atmosphere, National no North NOAA. They give it to NOAA. I forgot what it is. Sorry, it's just North Organic Atmospheric Association, whatever. Um, and that the entire program and issue press release emphasizing the fact that has been an operational system, which means the second approach is to declassify. Okay, what they're saying here is that they're trying to come up with a cover story of how the NOAA organization has precise weather data. So it's just another reflective document showing that they lie for each other to any degree necessary. Oh, here it is right here. National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration by making DSAP data available. So they want to make the DSAP data, the whatever, the weather data, right? But they also want it, if this becomes known, the cover story proposed may be questioned, and these facts would be difficult in the face of speculation. And so they have these alternate stories automatically.
Huh.
Here's how we're gonna deceive the American people.
Damn. And you
Yeah.
think they're lying to us about Titan?
Now, I mean the if it quacks like a duck, smells like a duck, barks like a duck, it's probably a duck that barks. Because I mean this was a thing that was happening all the time, and about 1990 you can't find any more of these documents anymore
Hmm.
that are specifically like, I'm from the Department of Defense and he's from the NASA and we're gonna lie. Yeah, you just can't find it. You can't find that shit after like 1990. Yeah, the thing they were talking about is that they were declassifying was this, which is spy satellite. But then, oh, you can actually pick up fucking weather data from it. Oh, who would have thought that? Yeah, so yeah, so I think that they lie continually. They just have a history of lying, so I can't say like it's 100% true that they're lying right now, but I can say that I am not convinced of what they're say why they say we can't do a mission to Titan is because of the perception of the American people. But
Right.
yet the perception of the American people for the Vietnam War was like no. Was a 100% do not do this.
And they still did it.
That's why they had the draft.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm not a historian. I don't think there was a draft for World War II. I think everybody wanted to do World War II.
That was the sequel
So
everyone wanted.
yeah, so I mean,
Huh.
like what are you that's where I stand on that point. I'm pretty like, oh, does the government lie to me? Like, yes. But I can concede that, you know, I don't really know. I don't know what the truth is, but it's pointing in a direction. So what's next, big boy? Don't you riled me up. Now you gotta finish me off.
I just. I'm just like, why keep it a secret? Like, I'm still stuck on The secrecy part.
Okay, we might have to sidetrack because I
Okay.
could explain it to you, but it's a bit of a sidetrack.
Okay. Well, let's just
Um,
go on the main road then.
yeah, okay, it is part of the main road. To me, it seems like a sidetrack, but I think you're right. You see this? You see this thing right here?
Yeah.
So this is a capture of that capsule I was talking about from
Okay.
Corona. This created problems, okay? So much so where's my I found one nerd just like me wrote a whole 340-page book about this subject, okay?
Okay.
This thing is like was an issue. Uh doing re-entries, how they're done, capturing the capsules. It was a ginormous undertaking. So you have the rockets, you go to space, that's great, but how do you freaking return something? That was like the next quote unquote Sputnik. Okay. So you can get a rocket into space. You can actually, let the dog out for a walk. Okay, that was fucked up. Go for a spacewalk, doggy. So, but you can't you can't bring him back. Jordan, I blame you. Okay, so so you can't bring these things back,
Yeah, you
right?
can't bring the dogs back.
You can't bring the dogs back. So they had to I think where we I think I can find it. Dude. Uh uh no. Ah. The American capsules landed in the ocean and were recovered by ship. This exposed them to corrosive salt water while waiting for expensive recovery efforts. The Soviet Chinese spacecraft has always been recovered on land, which presented the crew with a harder landing than would be the case for at sea. So, this was a thing that affected the Soviets, the Russians, the Chinese, everybody. And then at one point, the Russians were able to actually steal one of our capsules from us. Uh, so it creates a need. It creates a want to figure out a vehicle that can come back,
Yeah.
land and come back, or go up into space and come back. And so that's when they start messing with experimental aircraft. And where are you? Where are you? Where are
Is this
you?
gonna touch on the Elon Musk SpaceX stuff?
No, he's
Rockets
an
landing?
idiot. He's
He's an
he's a
idiot.
fucking yeah. I hate him. So this is Neil Armstrong. Before Neil Armstrong went to space, he was an experimental pilot. That's reasons why they were chosen.
Okay.
And so they start doing this thing where they're like, let's put a rocket engine in a plane and let's see what we can do because we're losing our canisters, right? It wasn't like the driving force, but it was like part of the thing. And so the intelligence community doesn't make airplanes. The Air Force makes airplanes, and then so you start having this marriage, and then like the Air Force doesn't make rockets, NASA makes rockets, and so then they're like, oh, we got the rockets, and we got this Nazi, and then he also has this other friend that draws cartoons, who's also a Nazi, and then they're all like, oh yeah, let's get in a fucking orgy together, but there's like a lot of infighting, and so it kind
Well,
of like
Disney's a great storyteller.
yeah. So
Right.
they can like anytime they need to change the perception of the world, the Nazis like I've been jerking off this guy that draws a mouse. And they're like so it it goes in a direction rockets, planes, satellites, recovery vehicles. It just goes into a direction where they're like, what about we just get a vehicle that is in space? It
Yeah.
can go into space and it can come back.
Yeah.
And then we can put the donkey on there and we can bring it back.
Yeah.
Or we can put this, a satellite payload and it can come back. And that is like the birth of the space plane slash shuttle, right? And then on the side, they're like, well, we want to land on the moon. Well, that's a lunar module, completely different, like little side mission. And then so they start develop so it goes into the direction of quite famously probably the X-33 because we know about the space shuttle, but this starts to answer everybody's wants and needs
Mhm.
of
Combined.
like yeah, it just it's like you want to go to Alaska. Well, I want to go to Florida. Well, this guy wants to go to Brazil. Hey, what about we invent an airplane and then we can all go where we want to go? like that was how the intelligence community, the Department of Defense, and NASA were all talking to each other. And it's like, well, I don't see the reason to have an interplanetary vehicle. And it's like, yeah, but do you want a plane that can break Earth's atmosphere, make a low orbit, take pictures of everybody naked, and then bring it back to you without getting the capsule lost in the middle of the ocean? Or having like, five battleships going looking for it. Oh yeah, that does sound like a good idea. Oh, okay, yeah, no shit, no shit, dude. So that's where they're getting into like all this shit.
That
This is a,
that
this is a real project,
that looks like a flying saucer.
and exactly,
Damn.
and exactly, and that was in the 1950s. So there was like these separate organizations going on. Like I'm gonna figure this out,
Yeah.
and then they kind of merge into and this little piece of shit was a piece of shit. Which one? Okay, yeah, that one never worked. Totally worthless. But this one worked. Could get to 100,000 feet at like Mach 3.
Wow.
Um, it's the military in space. Yes. So because they were because the Soviet Union was our number one enemy, and we
Yeah.
wanted to maintain dominance on top of them. So the Department of Defense and the intelligence community keeps coming back to the experimental aircraft and the U-2s, the A-12, the SR-71, and they're like, like, come on, like, get me into space, man. And they're like, keep coming back to the researchers and the physicists and the engineers, and they're like, bro, give us a little bit more time and we'll make something even better. But the the need never came from like the need never came from the public. It was from the Department of Defense and the intelligence community that were putting in the orders. And so it was already like you talking to those people like it's already like everything sealed shut, even if it doesn't have to be sealed shut. But they were sealing everything, like locking everything down, and it just stayed that way because of the Cold War. Much of the initial, like even the equations that they figured out how these engines work, like that was all during the Cold War. So. It was all kind of classified work, even though like the Russians already know physics and math and can figure it out themselves. I mean, that's my take on it. That's kind of why it
So
was a military dominance pros- prospect.
okay, so let's assume we are on Titan. What are we doing? What are we doing on Titan if we're there? Are we just running experiments? Just shooting the shit, breeding with each other or something? Or, like,
I think
what are
yeah,
we
a lot of
doing?
I would say a lot of like what does NASA call it? Like habitat. I think definitely like habitation
Okay,
studies, biology,
okay.
chemistry, life forms.
If there are any.
Um, yeah. Or I mean, just seeing like which kind of lettuce grows best, right,
That
in your
seems.
habitation.
That sounds like so boring for anyone that goes there
Yeah.
because it's like, what do they do? They're still on
But who's
VHS.
gonna? Yeah, but who are they gonna send, dude? They're gonna send cool ass Jordan?
No,
No, they're
hell
gonna
no.
send the fucking nerd, bro. They're gonna send that guy that just
That
or that
Cur
gal
that
that just
that Curdy boy. That Curdy boy.
yeah, they'll be like, get this fucking conspiracy theorist out of here. Yeah, I don't know. I'm only assuming, but I know that like the attitude in the military is like, you know what a leapfrog base is? You
Mm-mm.
ever heard of a leapfrog base? It's a
I
base
know
that
what
doesn't have
leapfrog
any.
is, but
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It doesn't have anything on it. It's just basically people staying in a hotel and standing on grass like 8 hours a day. It's a leapfrog base. And eventually they get other personnel and other equipment and they build a base.
is there like something closer to Titan maybe that we might want to go to or might want to
Well,
explore?
I mean,
I
if
mean,
you
that's
can
why
hit,
the
well,
leapfrog base, right? Because we want to go somewhere
yeah,
else.
that's what I'm saying. Like you can actually do like interplanetary things now. Give you that opportunity. I don't know. I haven't really thought much about what we're doing on there because I've been focusing on
On if it's even possible,
if you could even get there.
which it seems possible based on all the evidence that you've been able
Well,
to gather. I mean,
just I mean, I didn't even tell you about the nuclear reactors.
oh yeah, show us. Yeah, show me.
I have a whole smoking guns because I didn't know that it was gonna end. I didn't know that it was gonna end up on this. Oh, so this is worthless. Um, no, I'll send you that. Yeah, I can't even remember the dates. Okay, so this is the conference I was telling you about. They had to figure out like it's 800 slide decks, bro. They had to figure out like um what what's gonna power space. So they got radiant systems, they got chemicals, Bartholomew, and then they got all these scientists here that are gonna discuss their situation. Well, let's see if we can. Anyways, they conclude that it's that what you would want or the best version is the MHD. But anyways, dude, they fucking say that the best thing for everybody is the MHD system, which requires power. And then so you look into these multi-watt, multi-megawatt systems. And so I started looking through these multi-megawatt systems. And then there's a whole government organization that is just specifically about nuclear power in space. And I was like, well, that's fucking interesting. And then there's a professor somewhere that kind of did all the work I was trying to do. And he put it all together. Which, yeah, he cataloged all the nuclear reactors that are documented that are around in space and what they're doing and how they're going on. And everything abruptly stops around Cassini. There's no more information to be had.
Interesting.
Um,
Because
and then
they made it private, basically.
yeah, like they've silenced everybody. Like you can't get a good number for the kind of reactors that they've been able to make. And anything recent, like this one, for example, pisses me off. It only references the past. It's like in the 90s we did this, in the 80s we did this. Nothing new, nothing new. There's nothing new.
Hmm.
And then I tried to, yeah, I had GPT uh help me on this. And then it was like, where are you? I had him like figure out like what was the minimum amount of that they made, or of kilowatts that they made power, and do trajectories and do the calculations. And so there's a NASA paper that is, so they're calling these like systems like either electrical propulsion or magnetohydrodynamic automated propulsion. Now everybody knows I can't pronounce any words. And then like so you're getting like 1.5 megawatts, which is really like for an engine, you don't want to think of it like the thrusting, well maybe it is like the thrusting power. Yeah, it's like comparing like a V4 to like a V8 and then like a V12 and then like a V36. And so you have like megawatts, and 1 megawatt can do constant acceleration really fast. Probably won't break their Earth's atmosphere for like many days at a time. But um, the thing is that what they were talking about and what we're asking ChatGPT to do at this point to do the calculations is that predict that the craft has already left the atmosphere. And there's many ways to have an aircraft leave the atmosphere. Um, so many different ways that they do that. Let's see. Show you that they launch on a, yeah, this for example. They take a 747 as high as it can go, and then they let the plane go. And then we're like, okay, so if you can do that, then what if you had, an engine with the MHD that can use the atmosphere as fuel? And then when you leave the atmosphere, then you use the MPD engine. And then it's like, well, it all comes down to how many megawatts you got. So you go, okay, where are we at with the megawatts? So this is where I get stuck in their own papers. The last papers, ironically, when they shut everything down, they turn everything off in the 95, 97 era. Langley posted that they had designed and tested a 20 megawatt space reactor that could power an MPD and get to Titan in 3 years time, and it could get to the moon in 8 hours. That's only if you put that engine in a plane like an X-33 that they have that they didn't show. No, yeah, this map. Okay, yeah. So they got four of them. This is documented by NASA that you got a 20, you could get there in 3 years. doing the same design. And here's the thing, because you're launching it from a 747, nobody in the Earth would know. There's no launch. There's no launching rocket.
Totally
See what I'm
stealth.
saying?
Yeah.
Completely stealth, which is the signature of the military. So, oh, and that shuttle thing's heavy bitch. It's a heavy torque on it. Tons and tons. It's not empty. So you can do the same thing with like a very heavy payload, like 12 tons, 20 tons. And so we started calculating like, all right, like how can we reduce everything? So, you sort of do like a weight speed ratio, much like you do in a car. 40 watts, start going through all these 40 megawatts, they're going through all these options, and then it's like, bro, you can literally bring down Titan to
Less
7 months.
wow, less than a year.
What?
Huh.
And you're like, and then I'm like, nah, okay, 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 I'm exaggerating. This is me, this is Kurt, and my wish, and all this crap. Well, this is why I can't let this fucking shit go. Well, what are these? They put out requests for 100 megawatt systems. Yes. Models for multi megawatt space power. 1990. Oh, what are you talking about in here? Oh, nothing. Just how to get hundreds of megawatts of power into space. I'm sorry, what? I'm sorry, what? Where are you, you pieces of shit? And then dude, like, this is what's scary. Like, where you get these numbers from? How do you know these numbers?
They tested them.
Um,
Right.
right. Exactly. Exactly, dude. You got all these physics. Wait, I think is, and they bury this shit, right? Because you can't.
They're afraid of the next Kurt that comes around.
They're like, I've got a feeling. Okay, so this is the, yeah, nothing, nothing, nothing. Names, names, names. So I thought about like calling some of these people, but then I look at the date of these documents and I'm like, they're dead. They're dead. Let's see that one. Okay, this is another report. Okay, yeah, and it's hundreds of pages. Give me a break. Phase two reliability system. No, no, no. There's, okay. I think this is the documents that we pulled the 20 megawatt systems for, and there was a contract. Uh, yeah, this SP100 is infamous. It's like the last thing you can find anything about. This is
Okay.
what they look like. It's very coned.
Yeah.
Conveniently, you can put it at the top of a rocket
Yeah.
or at the front of a space plane, conveniently.
Huh.
And then you're just like, okay. And this is 100 kilowatt E system. All right, all right, all right. But it's the SP100. The SP100 didn't do anything for us about going to the moon, supposedly. Uh, this is it, dude. This is a contract. It looks like a paper, but it's like asking the contract to the Defense Initiatives Office's Space Power Programs, the Department of Energy, is directing a multi-year, multi-phase effort known as Multi-Megawatt Space Reactor Project. 6 companies were winners of Phase 1 contracts, completed in February 1989.
Wow.
The 6 prime contractors conducted the trade-off studies and analysis to arrive at an MMW conceptual designs in 3 categories. Category 3. That obviously we want to know what's going on with category 3. Category 3 is the same as category 1, but must produce hundreds of megawatts. What does hundreds of megawatts get you? Just a reminder, it gets you to fucking it gets you to fucking Titan in 8 months. Like it sounds fucking stupid, dude. Like I'm fucking retarded. Like, are you serious? Like it gets you to Titan in 8 months. I can't even. Bro, like I didn't have to explain this to anybody, and now I'm saying it out loud. I'm just like, bro, like okay. I can't I can't with these people. These people piss me off. I like they fucking bother me. And then okay, the design is to be less than 55,000. Okay. All right, I'm losing it. Smaller than a cylinder, 30 meters long and 10 meters in diameter. Safety must be done. Because we're going to the fucking Saturn, bro. Safe. Better be safe. Hydrogen is supplied by the weapon to the MMW. What? Okay, so this is the last thing that exists.
You okay, man?
Dude, like it just like I I don't know, like I'm okay, but I'm having like emotions because I'm reading all these documents and then when I say them out loud, it's like no one even believes me. And I don't even believe what they're saying. But it's fucking crazy. And then so this is a contract. So it's a paper, but it's a contract.
Yeah.
And they're saying that, you know, what
Or
we
it's a
want,
report.
yeah, what we want is the category 3, hundreds of multi megawatts. And you can't, there's nothing to research beyond this. You can't find the category 3 in existence anywhere you look. And they won't give you a number. The highest number you could get is 20 megawatts. 50 years ago. So you think that what's the date of this fucking piece of shit document? I hate this thing. What year are we in? What year is this? 89? It was downloaded, right, on 2023. Oh, 1989. You think that in 1989 they just went, nope,
We're
we're
gonna
gonna
sign.
stop working on this,
Wow.
and that's
And you can't
the
find
it.
anything after this, then.
This is
So,
what they have on DARPA to discuss
so,
um
so,
rockets.
so it could be much, much, much faster right now. Like you could go to Titan in like a day, maybe.
So there's
Okay. If this is known, right, and it's the technology's better, this was from '89. Like, why are we so focused on Mars
it's
when
a
there's
it's
nothing
a it's
there?
there's an agreement between NASA and the intelligence community. That's all I can say. Like they've already established that they're lockstep and barrel with each other. That they're 69ing each other. That one is overreaching the other one, underreaching the other one. That there are turn to kiss it.
They're the
That
same entity. Let's just say they're the same entity.
they're the same. They're Siamese twins with one hand in the one butthole and
Yeah,
the other hand in the other butthole.
they're all circle jerking each other.
They're just constantly going around looking for their taste.
Okay, I'm trying to get that out of my head, but like, damn, dude. I feel like this is strong evidence,
You
and
think so?
yeah,
I mean, let me know because I need you to tell me everything how you feel because this is like something I've just been keeping inside of me.
yeah, sure, buddy. Uh, I'm actually kind of amazed that you were able to actually look through all of this. Um, I honestly don't know what to think because I'm still hung up on the secrecy part. Like, why don't we tell the people? Why don't we let people know that we're here? And, like, I don't know, like, all of the theories are here. And they've supposedly been tested. We know companies have worked on these things. And it's like, it all seems very, very doable, very, very possible. And we're all just stuck on the Mars thing, and makes no sense. Like, I don't know, dude. I think you just found a gem of something, right? And you even have evidence that they lie for each other, right? So,
Minor, but yeah.
yeah. Damn, dude. I just wish I knew, like, if they are there, if we are there, what the hell are we doing there? Like,
So you realize that if we're there, we can get there and come back
yeah,
in relatively short amount of time. Like literally, like drop some shit off,
yeah.
build something, and come right back, and then keep
Maybe,
doing it.
yeah, maybe there are regular shipments back and forth. Trade. Maybe there's trade. You know, they're high in methane,
Yeah, you can bring back,
or
you know,
maybe high in other things we
energy.
don't even realize.
True, that is true because Voyager, there was a report that when Voyager passed, they made a comment in their space thing, NASA's like space thing, that oh everybody thought it was just methane, but we found methane in their atmosphere, but we found it's just nitrogen. But I haven't seen anybody like contest that.
Huh.
Everybody's always said it's always methane. So I mean, you're right on the money. Like, what is actually going on there? Like, we wouldn't really know until we're there, right? At some point.
Yeah.
I don't know. But I mean, what does it make you feel? You the tinglies?
Um, makes me feel small, and makes me feel sad that, you know, we've been lied to. And, we've just been, it feels like we've just been left to spin our wheels on ideas that are really stupid for, like, no good reason. No good reason, really. And then, but, like, then it's like, okay, it doesn't make any sense either because why are we fighting right now in the Strait of Hormuz? Like, if we've got other resources from fucking space, right? From another fucking planet. Like, why,
Even
what, like, I mean, and then we're there, right? So we can mine asteroids. We can do all these
mine
things that,
asteroid.
yeah,
Yeah,
that virtually make resources like
yeah.
not really a thing, right? It's like,
And
There's
yeah,
no
an
guns.
asteroid of gold and diamonds comes by, you can jump on it.
Yeah, take it. Like, okay, now gold's worth nothing. Great. Like, yeah, that doesn't make sense to me either. Like, why get into wars? Why, like,
That's why I'm not in the Air Force anymore, brother. That's why, that's why it's just like, y'all some bullshit.
yeah,
You could take one of those Russian reactors that they bought for $4 million. It's like 1 megawatt system or 1 to 4. I mean, is it going to power a city? Probably not. Could it power a neighborhood for free for like 30 years? Like, yeah, it could.
yeah.
They're not people that think
Or a
about.
data center. Come on.
Oh,
Yeah,
right. We have to use generators.
yeah, dude.
Do you see these numbers, bro?
Oh shit. Titan, yeah, less than a year for 400 megawatts.
And it
And
it
they said
said
hundreds.
they created four of them
Yeah,
from 400 megawatts to 200 megawatts.
2,000.
2000,
Yeah.
yes.
Wow. Wait. So what did ChatGPT say about the 2001? I didn't see that one.
52 to 103 days.
Damn. Damn.
So there's sort of a two thing where there's like a nuclear propulsion, which is kind of different than the system that I'm assuming that they're actually using, which is the magnoplasmodynamic system, magnetoplasmodynamic MPD,
Mm-hmm.
with a nuclear reactor power. But at the end of the day, in the conference, those two, the nuclear propulsion and an MPD MHD with a power supply, were like the hands down the winners. Just FYI. So yeah,
Dang.
just to be totally clear. But yeah, I mean, if you make a, sometimes I think like some people that I'm talking to, it would be like you say, hey, so I don't even know how to think that stupid. Hey, so they made a glide, right? Like they're gliding over here. Oh, okay. Well, I can see the glide. Yeah. Well, guess what? They built an airport with propeller airplanes over here. And they go, no, I've never seen that. So it doesn't exist.
Wow. So I guess all we have is science fiction. What we think they're doing, and
But is it science fiction if it's got data? I mean, this is the giveaway, right?
no. I don't
Like,
mean the feasibility. I mean what they're
yeah.
doing, the real reasons why, because we can only speculate why, and we can
Oh, the
only
reasons
speculate
why?
what they're
Yeah,
doing.
yeah, yeah. I'll never know. Like they literally, these are components of it.
Yeah,
A blown apparatus, but like it's like even without the pictures, like the fact that they're able to make this graph, like we all took fucking science class, like that means that you have it built. This means
yeah,
this means you fucking built it.
yeah, yeah,
Like these are not like, oh, I ran this equation and these are the projections I got. Like that's you built this, you know?
yeah. Damn.
So
I think next you should dig a little deeper for your next thing and figure out uh, what would be the signs that they are coming back, like, or
dude, the signs that they come back from Titan
yeah,
are almost invisible.
almost
Nearly invisible.
nearly.
Near no, I mean like nearly completely invisible. Where's my experimental aircraft? Where are you? Not you. Not you. Not you. Oh, maybe. Oh, that's the MPD though.
That's what it looks
That
like.
was built at NASA that they said doesn't fly during the conference. Oh yeah. Here you go. Here's what I was looking for. Do you see this fucking bullshit? NASA JPL is testing a lithium fed MPD thruster, a technology that has been researched since the 1960s, but has never flown operationally. Lying sons of bitches. Well, then now I just realized this is MHD, so I can't really say, but I think they're lying. Okay. This would be something that would be some kind of like it if they're coming back. It re-enters. I don't. You know what? I don't even know that that has to re-enter. Really, they could just like fly around. Like it could. It could re-enter so slow on such a trajectory that it doesn't like burn up like the regular flight, and then just like land slowly at a base.
Hmm. A nondescript base.
Yeah, there's several of them. Like let's see, Diego Garcia Air Force Base. Let's see, where are you? Yeah, you can land here in the middle of
Damn.
in the middle of the ocean by this island that was stolen from the natives, and they put a air,
What
it
isn't?
shows they
Damn.
put an airport there.
Damn. Perfect.
Yeah, that's why they put it there. This is Madagascar. This is India.
Huh.
The Maldives right here. Like it's just
Huh.
I don't know that you would ever see that if you had like a planned reentry over the sky of the Earth. Where are you? Celestial. You come in here. So you just have a reentry coming into Earth, like through all this dead space.
Yeah. Yeah.
For any noise that you would make.
Yeah. No
And
one would
then,
see you.
yeah, like that's what I mean. Like
See if they can land on Epstein Island.
they probably did. So you suspect a classified launch, right? And then
Mm-hmm.
is it tracked in the Earth center orbit? Yes. Then it's not a candidate.
Hmm.
But if it disappears, check for these places or escape statuses, and if none of it's found, then check the Department of Energy and DSN contractor radiological records. And then if you can't find anything there, are deep space comms or power chain evidence. And then it's like, yes, it would be a deep space mission. So these are the ones that fit that criteria.
Wow.
There's some of the ones that fit that criteria with the nomenclature of type.
Wow.
They're restricted. You can't track it. There's no data.
Only goes to 2005.
Yeah, so these are things that came off of the launches.
Huh.
These aren't the names of these
Well,
aren't the
yeah.
names of the rockets because there's a rockets called Titan, so
Yeah.
it's easy to get confused sometimes. But yeah,
Maybe it's not. Maybe that's like a hint.
yeah, exactly. That's as close as I'll ever get.
Damn. You could join the Air Force again. This time, maybe
There you
join
go.
NASA.
Yeah, go with the go in the reserves with all the CEOs, the Planeteer CEOs, and those dipshits.
Yeah, dude. You just gotta
Yeah,
pretend. Pretend like you
it's
want to
such a
know.
show. It's just it's such a showboat. Like they're going into their own unit. Could you imagine? Like, Jordan, hey, let's join the Air Force, and then when we get in there, we won't have to do anything because we'll be in Club Jordan.
Wow, dude.
What a joke.
What a joke.
Well, yeah, that's where I'm at. Yeah,
Yeah.
sorry. Now it's your cross to bear, your burden. So you enjoy.
I want you to give me this research, and then we should set up an agent or something that is always going out and trying to find new information. Who knows what we'll find?
Looking for looking for like little
Looking for the
droplings.
next step, like, oh, what's the next set of evidence that we have? Could be
Hmm.
something. Could be something.
Hmm.
I mean, you have a lot of information to go off of right now, so.
Well, that guy is worth mentioning. This is a illustration that somebody put together about the hacker that broke into the Gary McKinnon. And these are the things that he claimed that he saw. He saw this large cigar shaped spaceship that was like a fleet. And then he said that there was a document of extraterrestrial, non terrestrial. McKinnon found several files listing non terrestrial officers as well as ship to ship transfers with ship names that don't exist in the U.S. Navy.
Hmm.
So, yeah, worth mentioning because that's the only like non anecdotal evidence of like somebody else from some other side of the
Yeah.
hacker universe found a thing. And they've talked about these cigar shapes since like 1955, but whatever. Um,
What do you think of the
uh,
alien disclosure stuff that they're releasing? Do you think some of it's just ours?
uh,
Because they have some UFO stuff. It looks like one of those ships you showed. Maybe that's the same
yeah.
thing.
Um, it could be. I am feeling that I feel that. What do I feel? I feel
Yeah.
that they're
What do you feel?
releasing.
What do you feel?
I feel that releasing videos is not helping because what you should be releasing is the raw radar data.
Yeah, they're not. They're not going to do that.
Yeah.
they're,
And
those are probably military sites or some position they don't want to give up or something.
I feel the sentiment that everybody else feels about let me know when I don't have to go to work.
Yeah.
Like just tell me that because like you're not doing anything and especially in the age of AI like what is verified anymore?
Can't tell.
Can't tell. But if you'd accompany it with data, I would be more likely to say like, "Oh, okay, okay."
All right. Well, hey, dude, that
But
sounds like a good stopping point, I guess.
yeah, I don't know what to say about those releases, man. I think me just being pissed off at them is about as genuine as I can say that I am.
Just to let it, just to note, right? Like, all this is public information that you have, right?
Oh, all these
Right. None of these are classified documents.
everything. Um Anyways, I got most of them from a website, but everything I've downloaded has been a government document that's been released by the Freedom of Information Act and the or it's a artifacts from one of NASA's websites or a peer-reviewed article website.
You didn't
Um,
SSH into any machine that you weren't supposed to be a part of, right? Like,
at this time, no, no.
okay,
At
cool.
this time, no. Yes. Most of this work was done by John Greenwald from the Black Vault.
Huh.
He has thousands of documents that really like kicked me off because he does freedom of information acts all the time.
That's cool.
Like assume for a living, and a lot of them pointed me in the right direction,
That's cool.
especially the 1982 conference. That one really solidified a lot of my assumptions. The that I was like onto something actually real. And then the fact that the track stops cold, like yeah.
Damn.
So
Well, that's cool, man.
yeah, the little John Greenwell, I should probably black that stuff out.
Well, this is a public document, right?
Yeah, but that's his home address, I think.
Yeah, you know we're recording this, right? I mean,
Oh, okay,
and you
shit.
just highlighted it. Yeah, I
Well,
probably
but
shouldn't.
I
I
mean,
probably should.
put a blur on it, dude. You can blur stuff. You got to blur like when I opened up the documents
That's
to go
another
through my
prompt
stuff.
I have to do, dude. Oh man.
I mean, you know what's funny?
What?
Sorry, we should stop. But even these freedom of release documents are like still highly redacted
Yeah.
for no reason.
Well,
There's like still things missing, and you're like, it's 2026, and this shit's from the 1980s. Who fucking cares? Oh shit. Um. Yeah. So that's the last thing I'll say. But yeah. So that's about it, home slice.
home slice.
I mean, if you're not gonna stay awake thinking about this, I don't feel like I've done my job.
Oh no, I'm going to stay awake thinking about this. All. That's all I'm going to be thinking about.
Being able to get to Titan in under 200 days.
It's probably less than that now.
Oh, less than that.
Yeah. Kind of crazy.